We're doing a bubble build today. So I'm gonna try doing voiceovers for this video since I noticed my solo videos lacking in the views department. Please bear with me as I try and figure out the meta for these videos. I have a friend's crutch. Our starting class is gonna be Wretch. Step 1 of the challenge is actually to cheat. See, we actually can't grab the bubble weapons before fighting any bosses, and even if we could, I ain't trying to farm all that. I use my dark magic to only summon what's necessary to start the run. With the voodoo sorcery out of the way, it's time to start our bubble build. I start heading to Liurnia, going around Stormville, because I'm actually here for the 2-finger heirloom, but I died trying to get the map. Once I pick up the talisman, I head back to Limgrave to free up my boy Alexander. Then I sold everything I owned to get some levels so I could actually use my weapon. I need 1 level into Faith, and now I can do my shit. No! Visit EG for some sombers before Margit. The only problem is that I'm too broke. So I teleport to the 3rd church to go kill the sleeping dragon when I notice something. But I wasn't entirely sure, so I had to check again. What the fuck? So the dragon's actually immune to bubble damage. Guess this means no runes for us. We'll just have to figure something else out. Seeing as I'm here already, I grab the first half of the Dectus medallion, Radagon Sword Seal, grab the other half of the medallion, and a physic upgrade in Weeping, sell everything I picked up again. Now I can afford my somber stones. My first few attempts on Margit were me being impatient, trying to rush in extra bubbles. Overall playing super poorly, but my success strat for Margit was to maintain a medium distance and shoot no more than 2 bubbles between attacks. See, the cool thing about these bubbles is that they're actually homing, so you can just keep blowing bubs and let Margit walk into them. Godric is essentially the same strat. His easiest punish is after the long wind combos, and in phase 2, you only need to worry about the short range fire because he will chase your ass down and scorch you. After clearing Stormville, I fought the Erdtree avatar for the Holy Crack tier, and Anastasia, the Tarnished Eater, for the Scorpion Charm. I needed a few more basic items from Caelid, but while I was running around, I couldn't help myself from undeafening and hearing this.
Judge Frank Caprio's dead? What? Judge
You
Frank
said Aaron
Caprio.
Judge?
Yeah.
Mango.
Anyway, after upgrading the build, I made my way back to Rhea Lucaria with the sole purpose of sliming Renala, and the only thing standing in front of me is a paper mache wall. Since the Red Wolf is hella weak to holy damage, and my bubbles are the extended righteous hand of God. I'm gonna be honest, the Renala fight is so long and boring, I really can't be bothered to think of any strategy. It's primarily running around sound horning for the Golden Child, and phase 2 is no different. It's just running away from magic, instead waiting for a window to blow your bubble. And when she summons the goons, it's even more running, an absolute understatement to call this fight a marathon. Just before the festival, I go grab Sombers 5 and 6 respectively. My only real advice for Adon is to stay far away enough to comfortably blow 2 or 3 bubbles for him, so usually when he chases you, he walks into him and it can stack the damage up quite quickly. Otherwise, he's nothing too remarkable. Once we're in Altus, I rush my way to Draconic. He's easy enough if you space yourself well. Best advice for phase 2 is to take him 1 bubble at a time. Once I get to the capital, you know I had to kick it with the bubble homies, but Big Bubble Bro didn't appreciate my return home, so I had to pack his ass up. I popped all my cherries to level up so I could take on the capital duo with the maximal amount of damage. I had stupid deaths to Golden GF due to rust, but after the second try, he was a piece of cake. Morgott always puts up a good fun fight, so I was excited to see him against Bubbles. The freest windows are just after he uses his hammer or his spear, and the charge 360 swing. When he transitions phases, you can usually get a few bubbles in, and phase 2 he adds 2 more windows. When he starts tweaking, back up and let him rock. With Morgott dead, I made my way through the mountaintops of the Giants. Only notable items up here is the Somber Bell Bearing, which is right in front of the church on the way. Yeah, Fire Giant still sucks. The biggest issue I find with him isn't phase 1. It isn't even really phase 2, per chance. But instead, it's the camera. Since the way the bubbles work is through heat seeking, they only go after what you're locked onto. And locking on a phase 2 Fire Giant has to be a bottom 3 human experience of all time. You can try free aiming, but good luck. You'll be hitting the boss every 2 to 3 business days. But despite all of this, we endure and set flame to the Earth Tree. Before hitting up Farum though, we need to go grab the Marika Source Seal. Killing Niall's just about getting past the ads. Most of it's actually just brain rot. You can tell they didn't want this boss to be able to deal with ranged builds. Once we get to the Hog Tree, I trade with Loretta, grab the Source Seal, TP to the Godskin Duo, which is surprisingly easy. If you keep your distance, the Duo is weak to Holy, so other than their usual nonsense, they're really simple enough. Open up the elevator with the 2 Stone Sword keys, send Alexander to a bubbly afterlife. And as you could guess, even with Malekith being one of my more comfortable fights, he still gave me a hard time. Due to inconsistent bubble damage with smaller hitboxes in phase 2, even in phase 1 it's a little jank. I found the ideal window is right after he throws his shotgun rocks. And Placidusax was too easy, it's not even worth mentioning. Keep your distance, blow your bubble trumpet, watch the damage fly up. His phase 2 is actually perfect because he teleports right into your damage bubbles. Final stretch for the base game coming up. I collected the physic upgrade for Moog earlier by using the bubble sentry method. Then I TP to Mogwin Palace, take on Moog. Maintain mid-range distance from him. Make sure to pop the physic for extra damage during the Neil transition. As far as phase 2 goes, I found consistently trying to stay behind him works best because he usually won't spam the Blood Flame Arena denial. I killed Gideon off screen because, of course I did, knowing stepping up to Godfrey was going to be no small feat. Since his playstyle is usually so aggressive, 1 to 2 bubble maximum between the windows. Otherwise, stay patient during long combos, find yourself in phase 2. Rinse and repeat. Millennia time, I'm in a fucking groove. Yeah, this fight's indescribable. Between needing to dodge triple waterfowls, once I end up beating the boss, I wish I could say there was some kind of strategy other than just don't get hit, but I seriously struggle to find the words to put this fight into context other than lock in. I also got lucky with 2 Scarlet Blooms, so I guess that makes up for it. Alright, I'm not going to bore you guys with grabbing all the Skidoo fragments, so jumping straight into the DLC, Lionhead is supposed to be strong against holy damage, but with some well-placed bubbles, we're dealing more than enough damage at this point in the game. I didn't find the phase changes too difficult. He ends up walking into most of my bubbles anyways with smart placement. Dude, what the fuck am I doing? Making my way to Gaius. He's super weak to bubble damage. Our only problem is living long enough to blow them. Once making it to phase 2, maintaining distance is your top priority. Next stop is the Carillion Coast. Carillion. Next stop, Stonefisher Depths. Look at him stone face them. The Putrescent Knight is ultra weak to Holy and is actually not worth mentioning. And it's at this point in the game that I realized no matter the boss's resistance, my bubbles would not falter. Bubble. Bubble. You're dead. Bye-bye. Back to the lobby! Riding the magic coffin over to Midra, but the Lord of Frenzy Flame gave me some troubles. That's because, along with Midra's skinny figure, some of his attacks are just fast enough to knock you out of the blowing bubble animation. But I found if you barrel stuff him and focus up, he ain't too tough. Mezra's more of the same, except he's really weak to bubbles, so it's even easier to put out max damage. And Bale is too big of a target to avoid my bubble blowing bazooka, but I keep selling right at the end. Until I didn't. Dumb luck, I guess. This takes me to our finale, Inner Limb. Lammed. Absolutely crop dusted by the power of the bubbles. This bitch really thought I was on Mikola's side. Look, normally I would struggle through Letta and the gang in order to find a strategy to beat them with no summons. But just look at this shit. Dane, you gotta chill out, bro. How does it feel to get third party down, bitch? The fact of the matter is, there's not enough stamina in the world to blow enough bubbles for these three while they chase your ass down. And on top of that, the ones you do blow, they'll just dodge away from them. And so came Radahn, the final hurdle before finishing off the challenge, and I forgot to kill the Elden Beast. Now, being that Radahn is highly resistant to Holy, gaining even more in Phase 2 and 3, he's still no match for this Bubble Buddy build. And with that, I'd like to thank each and every single one of you for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.